Hi everyone! So today I'm going to be trying out for the first time a lot of the products that I got during the Sephora sale and just giving you my first thoughts, first impressions, and showing you how I got this look and what products I use for it. So let's start. So I've already applied my skincare and I started off with my Fenty Skin Fat Water, followed up with the Beauty of Joseon Deep Glow Serum, and I finished off with the Beauty of Joseon Sunscreen. They are all very amicable products. They work well with everything else that I've tried on top of it, so I don't expect any problems coming from these three products. I ended up not being able to get a new foundation because they were all out of stock, so I just applied my House Labs foundation in a shade 110. The first product that I want to try is the Gisou lip mask. My lips have been really chapped lately. My Laneige lip mask has not been helping at all. It has actually been making it worse, so I wanted to try something new, and that was the Gisou, mainly because of the packaging, let's be honest. As far as smell goes, I don't think this smells like the usual Gisou kind of a scent family. I think it's different, it's much more faint, it's lighter, and I can smell it when it's on my lips, so I think that for me it's a plus because I intend to sleep with this on, so I just don't want to be smelling my lip mask while I try to sleep. So yeah, so far so good. Feels light on the lips, feels hydrated. I think it left kind of a cute, kind of a glossy, shiny thing behind. So far so good. So the next product that I have to try is the Kosas Revealer Concealer. I've been wanting to try this concealer for the longest time, so I finally got it and I'm ready to try it out. So I got it in the shade 03W, which is a very warm kind of a shade. I feel like I went darker than I usually go just because we're moving towards summer and I want a shade that will work when I'm a little bit more tan. So I feel like this works now and will work when I'm darker. So let's blend it out. I'm gonna go with a brush first just to see how it works. And now I'm going in with a sponge. That's just my usual method. I like to finish up everything with a sponge. I feel like it gives me a more hairbrushed look. So just doing that. As far as coverage goes, I feel like this is a solid medium coverage concealer. I feel like this is giving me a really good hydrated look to my under eyes. I can see settling in into my fine lines, but I think that's pretty usual with concealers, except for like my Natasha Denona that I think it doesn't go into my lines as much as this one is getting into them. I don't think you can see. Yeah, you can right there. I am going to try and build it up just to see if I can get it to like a medium to full coverage. But I like the way this looks right now. It's just to see if it's possible. So let's go. Okay. So I do feel like it built up really nicely. I think you can 100% see the difference between my two eyes. And I feel like it still looks light, not heavy, not cakey, but more coverage than this eye. So let's do it on the other side. Okay, so I do feel like that built up really nicely and I am satisfied with the way my coverage looks. But one thing that I do have to say is that I think if you have oily skin, this is not going to be your friend because I am glowy. This is hydrating. So I don't know, but I feel like this won't hold up as well if you have oily skin. But since I do have kind of a drier skin type, I feel like this could be a very good friend of mine. Just let's see how it wears because I have applied a lot of product and it could get cakey as the day goes on. But so far, I really like how this looks. Moving on into setting, I ended up not getting any new setting powder. I'm just very satisfied with the ones that I have right now. So I'm just gonna use the Huda Beauty that I did repurchase, but I'm still using my old one to set underneath my eyes. I am going to use a powder puff. I'm just going to like reblend any line that might have formed since. So that's when to be set. I do this just to make sure that I don't set any creases in. To set my entire face, I'm just gonna use the Kosas powder. Next product that I have to try is the new Rare Beauty bronzer. I've been really excited about this product, but I've heard not so many great things about it. So let's see how I feel, but I'm kind of scared. I got mine in this shade Sunblaze because I felt like this was the warmest kind of a shade within the light kind of a color range, because I did feel like the lightest color was pulling more towards pink, and I'm not pink at all. So I just ended up going for the second lightest shade, and we'll see how it feels. Using my Morphe brush and swirling it in there. First of all, I feel like I'm getting heartband right away. So first of all, I don't like that color, like at all. I don't think this matches me at all, but that might just be a me problem because I did pick this shade. And second of all, I feel like this is not like blending that well. Let me try a different brush and see if it looks any better. Okay, so I don't like the color, but let's ignore the color. And I feel like this is not the creamiest bronzer I've ever used. I feel like it's not blending that well. And yeah, I don't feel like this is anything to write home about. And even worse, I feel like I need to add in something just to make it look a little bit normal. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of my Kosas. Just see if I can blend that in and if the color helps. Yeah, right away. I feel like this looks so much better than this. Safe to say that I'm gonna be really bronzed today. Ignoring the fact that I look like I just been out in the sun for like 8 hours straight. How do I feel about this? I feel like this doesn't blend that well. I feel like I don't like the color, and where you can see the color, it really is out of tone for me. And overall, I feel a little bit disappointed. I'm going to try and clean up a bit, see if it looks any better, and I'll be right back. The two next products that I want to try are two blushes that I got. The first one is the Too Faced Cloud Crush Blush in Velvet Crush. And the second one is the Make Me Blush from YSL in Nude Lavalier. The way that I'm going to do it, because I don't want to look crazy, is first I'm going to apply Velvet Crush by Too Faced because it's a matte blush. And then I'll apply Nude Lavalier on top so that I can see how it works, because I do feel like this is pulling more towards a blush topper for me than just like an actual blush. Just a Real Techniques brush, and we'll see. So the blush looks smooth, looks even. It is a pretty matte blush. There's no shimmer peeking through at all. So yeah, so far so good. It is more of a neutral blush, and I like that. Moving on into Nude Lavalier from YSL. Yeah, I was right. I think I like this better as a blush topper. You can see the little glow it gave. And I feel like it complements very well the blush that I used from Too Faced, and nothing to complain about that because that's exactly what I wanted from it. Looks smooth, looks glowy. It's not emphasizing any texture on my skin. And to be honest, my skin actually looks really, really smooth right now from the combination of all of these products. I don't have any new brow products to try, so I'm just gonna do my brows off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, brows done. I feel like they look pretty intense today. I don't know what's going on, but I just kind of applied brow gel to them and a little bit of a pencil to my arch, so I don't know why they look so intense, but we're moving on. For eyeshadow, I got 2 eyeshadow palettes, but I'm going to use the mini Starlit one because I intend to do a full dedicated video on the quads, so this is being kept for something different. So this is how the palette looks. This is the mini Starlit from Natasha Denona, and I just want to do a very simple look. I just want to try the shades, as many as I can. I don't think I'm going to be able to use them all, but we'll try and we'll see how the final look comes out. Okay, because to be honest, I just want to see what sort of a look I can come up with. Because this is Natasha Denona, I have literally no doubts that the quality is going to be great. I have yet to see a dud coming out of her line, so I just want to see how many shades I can use and what the final look looks like. So starting off with a big fluffy brush onto the middle shade, and I'm applying it all over my crease. It's just good for a transition and to create a little bit of shade into my crease. Moving on into the second darkest shade of the palette, I'm just going to apply it from the middle of my eye to the outside and blending it into my crease. I don't know if it's me, but I am getting a little bit more kickback than I'm used to. But as far as blending and pigmentation goes, everything looks normal, everything looks great. And I think it's just a little bit more kickback in the palette that I'm used to with Natasha Denona. Just applying a little bit of that shade to my lower lash. So moving on into the darkest shade of the palette, this color right here, just going to apply it to the actual outer corner of my eye. It's kind of interesting because I didn't think this palette would pull some purple, but I'm actually enjoying it a lot. Both of these shades are pulling really kind of purplish mauvish. I really like it. But you can see what I mean with kickback. There's kickback in every single one of the pans that I've touched so far. I'm just going to start off with this shade just so that I can use every single shade of the palette and apply it all over my lid. Okay, as I predicted, this is my least favorite shade of the palette. I don't think this is meant to be used with this shade as much. I think that if you do it like 2 and done look with these two, you will be much happier. But now I gotta make it even and apply it to the other one, but I don't feel like this shade mixes that well with that shade. Finally, I really want to see how this looks. Okay, yeah, that's much more what I wanted as an eyelid color. I feel like without that shadow, it would look so much better because it wouldn't pull as warm, because I do feel like the other colors are a bit more cooler slash neutral. This shade is really warm. I feel like without this, it looks so much better. But moving on, I'm just going to apply mascara because I do not have a new mascara to try. This is just my lash extender from e.l.f. and I'm gonna be right back. Okay, so mascara's on. I really like the way this looks. I just kind of wished I didn't apply that shade to my eyes because I feel like this would look so much cooler without it. But yeah, what is done, and we're moving on. I also don't have a new highlighter, so I'm just gonna use the Too Faced Moon Crush highlighter real fast. A project that I forgot to show you in my haul was the Sephora collection Lip Tint Felt Tip Liner for the lips. I know I've said that I don't like kind of a lip stain kind of a lip liner, and I don't. And I didn't buy this for that purpose. I bought this because I thought, this shade looks really interesting to make full freckles. So I want to try that. This is the shade 04 Cocoa Swipe. And I really want to see how this looks to do full freckles. If this ruins the entire look, that's on me. But I'm curious because the shade looked really promising for my skin tone. So let's try it out. So this is how the tip looks. And that's why I thought it would be really good for full freckles because it's a round tip. Just trying to use my usual method that I use with other products, that I do the dots and then yeah, I think that works. I think I like that. It's a really nice color. Looks really natural. The only thing that I would say is that sometimes I like when I stamp it with my finger for it to transfer to other places so that they look a little bit more natural. This one is not doing that. But with that being said, I think this is like the easiest way that I've tried to do for freckles so far. I'm just gonna keep going and I'll show you how it looks at the end. Okay. I think I like that. I think I like that very much. I'm just applying a little bit more powder, the powder that I had on my puff already. And I think that looks natural enough. Let me know what you think. Does this work or is it a flop? So before I move on into the lips, I want to tell you that I really enjoy the way this is feeling on my lips. I feel like there's still a little bit of a glow, a little bit of a gloss look to my lips. My lips do feel hydrated. And maybe I found a solution to my chapped lips. We'll see. Just gonna remove it so that I can actually apply my lip liner and my lip gloss. Should I try this for lips? Because the only new lip liner that I have is the Charlotte Tilbury one because I lost it. It's not new. I just bought a new one because I lost it. So should I try this one? We'll see. Maybe this is the one that I like on the lips. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't have applied it all over my lips, but I just feel weird with a line made out of tints. First of all, I don't think this color looks good at all with my eye look, but other than that, what I do have to tell you is that I love the applicator. The round tip makes it really easy to do a precise line, and then everything else, like when you actually press it, it bends so you can fill it up really easily. But I do feel like I have the same problem with this one that I have with everything else, is that it's uneven. I don't like how it looks. I feel like it makes my lips look kind of dry, and I'm not in love with it. So yeah. Can I remove it? I don't think so because it's a lip tint. Let me see. Okay. Is it me? Or it looks better like this? I just like kind of removed it with a little micellar water. I like it like that. I'll let you know how this wears and how I feel. Because I do feel like these tend to dry out my lips and I don't like that. So maybe I'm being skeptical and this is actually really good. We'll see. So the next and probably last product that I have makeup wise is a Huda Beauty Faux Filler Lip Gloss in Midsummer. And I'm really excited to try this because I really like the color. I've been wanting to try a Huda Beauty lip gloss for a really long time. And I thought that this was the color that I'm going to enjoy the most out of her entire line. So yeah, let's try that. So initial thoughts. It is a thicker formulation that I'm used to and that I usually like. With that being said, I feel like I over applied it at first, so I had to go in and kind of mush it a bit with my finger. What I am seeing right now is that it is settling in a little bit into my like fine lines on the lips, like the lines that we all have on our lips. I feel like this emphasizes them a bit instead of just like gliding over them. But I have a feeling that it might be the lip liner that's making my lips drier, and therefore this is having a harder time just looking good. Because I love the shade, I feel like this looks like a really pretty nude. I think I would like it more without the lip liner, and that's my fault. Lastly, since I'm gonna be wearing this entire makeup look for my whole day, I'm just gonna lock it in with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray so that it hopefully doesn't go anywhere. While that dries, I really want to try the Gizu hair perfume in Coco Cacao. I tried it in store, I really liked it. I just want to smell it on my hair and see how I feel. So, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to smell through the camera, but I'll let you know how I feel about it. Okay, so initial thoughts. I like the way this smells, but I don't feel like it smells like actual cacao that much on my hair. It smells good, it smells sweet, but I wouldn't say I feel that much of a cacao scent. I felt like when I smelled it, like just in the air, it felt a little bit more cacao-y than it is feeling right now on my hair. It might be like the combination of my shampoo and everything else that I use on my hair, but I'm a bit disappointed. Like, my mistake on not trying this one on my hair before purchasing it. But yeah, I don't hate it. I just don't feel like it smells like cacao on my hair. Hi, you guys. So it's been 6 hours since I first applied my makeup today, and I just wanted to check in and see how everything is looking. So I feel like I'm a little bit oily right now, but that's just my skin. I wouldn't say it's oily, it's just really hot outside. And yeah, of course, I've been sweating a little bit. So first of all, concealer. I feel like this concealer looks really good so far. I don't feel like it's settling into my fine lines. I do feel like it looks a tidy bit more dry than my Natasha Denona usually does, but that's not that big a deal because I feel like every concealer ends up getting a little bit drier towards the end of the day, so nothing I would care that much about. I still feel like my under eye looks highlighted, bright, and not creepy or dry at all. The only movement from the products that I have up today, it's right there from my sunglasses, but that's usual and all normal. Blush and bronzer are 100% still there. I do feel like the color of the bronzer has gotten better a little bit throughout the day. I don't feel like it's as stark as it was when I first applied it. The blush, both of the blushes are still there because I can still see the color from the Too Faced one, as well as the YSL. I still see the shine peeking through, and that's really nice. The shadows are looking just as I applied them. They are just pretty gorgeous still. Liner and gloss totally worn out. I've reapplied lip liner since. Lip gloss is totally gone, but I did feel like it lasted quite a bit because it is a thicker formula. Freckle product, so the lip tint thing that I used for freckles, I feel like it's holding up really nicely. It's still pretty visible. They look pretty natural. They haven't turned green or dark or whatever. Some products tend to oxidize. This hasn't. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do another check-in, but this is how we are looking so far. I feel like I need to powder a bit, but everything else, other than that, chef's kiss.
Just jumping in after 8 hours of wear to show you how my face looks. I feel like the concealer held up really nicely, so did the bronzer. What I think faded away the most was the blush. Eyeshadows look really nice, and so I think so far everything looks good.
So yeah, everybody, that was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I am going to come back to you with a full review and every single one of the products that you saw today. These were just my first impressions, first looks, first tries, and so far, mostly so good, even though the bronzer and the gloss are like so. We'll see with other products, with other application methods. Maybe I'll like them more. We'll let you know. I'm hoping to give you a review in like 2 to 3 weeks, and I'll see you then with these products again. Bye.